Jade time.
Hey,
Jade time.
hey.
That's what we got to start there, right?
We gotta start
Well,
there. We gotta start there.
So last week, the whole conversation was,
Real.
it felt like it was not if but when.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, we was closer than what we knew.
Mm-hmm.
And the next week, ESPN said, boom, Jade
She here,
Cargill
y'all.
officially signed with. There's still no details on what she getting paid, right?
Okay.
Nope.
It's probably some M's.
We don't care.
It definitely feels like a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a
Which I
big
like.
deal for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it felt like a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It felt bigger than, like, I wasn't expecting this shit.
Yeah.
This shit was like a fucking free agent signing in fucking football or something. You know what I mean? What normally gets the press or the pub.
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Shade Room.
Holy shit.
I saw that. Did y'all see that? Shouts to Vin. They said that the word on road is that Meg Thee Stallion is working with somebody over there in WWE doing soundtrack work, and the thought is that that's going to be for Miss Cargill's theme. That was nuts. WrestleMania.
Yo, do you recall?
Jade Cargill first WrestleMania, and she got Megan Thee Stallion coming out there with her. They throw a concert, her and Cardi just do a song too.
What was that? Bang, 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 bang. Did you see the nothing? Forget.
Whoa. Did you recall the Dr. Dre song with Rick Ross and Jay-Z?
Three
Which
Kings.
one?
It's called Three Kings.
Three Kings. Shouts to J1.
And Dame Dash. I said Dame Dash. God dang. And Jay-Z has a line that says, riding in the BM with your BM, taking the places you can't go with your per diem.
Yeah.
When you look out that window down your block and you see your girl getting in the car with a nigga who got more everything.
Facts.
He got more. He just got it. How do that make you feel? This is why when I was talking to Cal earlier, when I see when I see the tweets from people that I'm like, you only saying this because of this.
Right.
You only saying this because of this when they say, oh, she had all the opportunity in the world. Nigga, what? Like,
is that what it was?
Yeah, huh?
Because she said herself in the interview that the one thing that she wished was that she was wrestling all the women that was over there. Again, these are conversations we've had in the past where we thought that when she lost that TBS title, our conversation was, oh, this would be a perfect time for her to jump into that next division.
Yeah, but I guess me, cuz, and the chat is the only people that see this shit, because apparently when I read their conversation, it was saying, oh, she had all the chances in the world. They gave her the title. She had the title for too long. You can't say that they fucked this up. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I see it all. Shout out to my man who was talking to the other nigga that we ain't gonna mention, who said the exact same thing. Like, oh, they didn't drop the ball on this. How could you not? This your homegrown talent.
Right.
Gone somewhere else and taking a places you can't go with your per diem. You didn't have the means to do what the fuck they doing. You could have had me with Stallion. Right. You chose not to.
They could have. No, you're right about that.
Because you don't know. You like your cap is white. That's it.
And you don't listen.
You listen to White.
Yeah. Dwight don't know what he's talking about. Is all these situations. Dwight understand what Dwight understand, but when it comes to Jade Cargill, it's tough, especially over there. And it's
This one got no friend.
We got this image with an announcement, and then we got to see what this like immediately, just in the ring, grappling, learning, just like getting acclimated. Like when they posted these photos along with that video of her walking into the performance center in our car, because we were talking that whole day, it felt like the right fit. And I think to Matt's point, to Mimi's point, to the chat's point, to everybody paying attention's point, at the very least, it feels like she's at a place where they can start putting her in, testing the waters with someone with her ability. Because if the question was, we don't feel that she's ready to wrestle with these women, then if you want to invest in the future in that being a goal, you should probably have this person learning how to wrestle with these other people.
Right. Put
them in the ring with women that they'll be competing with, so they can learn how, or start to learn how to be, capable in these. It don't feel like rocket science, but that's why I love when you question comments like they had all the opportunity in the world, because like you said, where? With who?
Like you got a title holder that don't even be on TV.
Right.
Or a title holder that this is a reoccurring conversation that gets 2 minutes, 3 minutes a night. You know what I mean? And that time get cut. Whole problem that the thing that we were talking about was, she got to get reps up. And then she's on the show saying, I was just wanting to get my reps in.
And got us looking at her like she didn't even want to put no reps in.
She didn't want to put no reps in. That's the way.
People questioning her if she was really about that. That was a conversation a lot of people had on the side of, well, we don't really see her working. Oh, well, it's because she don't want to work.
Right.
That was a conversation that was 1-on-1, and now she's telling you, look, because she said she was a former D1 player. She got her money. She got money outside of pro wrestling. This is just what she wanted to do.
Right.
You got to you got to take that person and put them in position to try and advance as far as their body and the world's going to allow them to. And they couldn't do it over there, clearly.
They could have.
They chose not to.
They chose not to.
Was that because they didn't know what to do?
They didn't listen. They didn't have the infrastructure. They didn't want the infrastructure. I don't believe they wanted the infrastructure. I believe that the priorities were not set. I've said this so many times. We've said this so many times.
Not for somebody that looks like that.
He does not understand how to run a wrestling business. He is a fan. He is not a booker.
This shit is called Wrestle Dream coming up. To
why?
Mimi's point.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, they keep going.
They fantasy book. She was one of the pillar champions of their company. When you thought of AEW, you immediately, the first person that you thought of was really her with respect to the women's division as a champion, period, in my opinion. But what did they do with it? They squandered it. And placated, in my opinion, because that run, that undefeated run, absolutely means nothing. In my opinion, it doesn't mean anything. It's a wash. Because that doesn't matter. This matters. Because this is the biggest stage of them all. It is.
All facts. And now she's in prime position to do.
Prime position. She's got the look. Now she's got the baddie crew with her.
What the fuck? Mimi, you wasn't with us, but when Jade Cargill showed up, motherfuckers was who the fuck. We knew who
Same
she
thing.
was because we were on it.
Mhm.
So we like, yo, that's Jade Cargill. Niggas like, yo, what?
Who?
Where was
Why?
she at?
Who is that?
How? How did we not
Where?
even like where
Where?
did that come from? And we saying that, and it's not to be rude or
Mhm.
anything, but it's amazing to see like
A
this
presence
motherfucker's supposed to be
over
man,
there.
put the rocket on her right now. And which that wasn't a rocket, but it's like they saw it and then gave up because it was getting more. I don't know if it was getting more shine than what they wanted it to get.
No, this is what I think. I think they got to a point where they didn't know what to do after the momentum was built, right? It's all about you have a goal and you have to sustain the goal and have the goal grow. They got to the goal of, okay, we have one of a star women's wrestler that basically is ahead of the game in appearance wise, right? And had us okay, she got better than she was when she wrestled with
Shit.
Homeboy, Shaq. She got way better, but then the matches were less and less. Like 10-minute match. Wasn't there one match that was like 7 minutes?
That's one of the longer matches.
I was gonna say she's had a number of matches that were
They
like
did her no favors.
sub 10 minutes, sub 5 minutes, depending on what was going on.
No favors.
She should have been in there with Britt Baker.
Nah. She
Who
should have got Britt Baker's time.
Mm-hmm.
who should she have been wrestling over there though?
Whoever
She should
Britt
have been
Baker
meant
was
to be Britt
wrestling.
Baker and
So
all-
she
all
should.
of them.
So it should have been what's the name? What's
You got
Thunder Rosa, Tony
Yep.
Storm,
all of them.
all of them.
Statlander, who she ended up losing the title to, and then losing her farewell match to,
Yeah.
and Statlander, and then it's damn, what's the other chick's name? That's
And
fly.
just Serena Deeb. They said Serena Deeb got
Deeb.
heat on her.
Deeb was out of there.
I didn't realize it'd been a year.
Yeah, it's been a while, but you could have mixed it up somewhere. They
Right.
decided not to. I know some people may watch this and say, "Oh yeah, I was saying eat several bags of dicks," because prior to when we started saying like, "Yo, you got to get off TV to get her some reps,"
Yes.
we were championing it way before that.
But even still, I think we still said you got to do one or two things. You either got to develop the talent off screen, or you got to do what was probably better and put them on screen all the time.
Yeah, and they wasn't doing that.
They weren't. It wasn't even. There weren't programs. It was this Wednesday night. She would show up on Dynamite. I heard, or I'm going to be on Rampage this Friday. If somebody wants to fight, come and fight. And then some woman will walk down to the ring. Jay would beat her ass, and then it would get another notch up to that 50.
Mm-hmm.
Then you wouldn't see her for a couple weeks.
Right.
And then she'd be right back on Rampage doing the exact same shit. But
switching gear. Well, actually, William F. Watson. There's a report that came out today in regards to Serena Deeb. She's actually not been involved with AEW for something like a year.
For a year.
Word on road is she was actually openly unhappy with what was going on with the way the report I read said that she felt that she was told that she was going to be getting certain time for her matches, but then that time was getting taken away from her. But AEW was saying that they weren't seeing it that the way whatever she was saying, they were saying was cap.
Of course.
So I guess they've just let this beef fester for a year, but apparently she's got heat on her. So I wish, because I was champion Serena Deeb and Bryan Danielson last year. Whenever she was on TV all the time, I was ready for it. But I do agree that Serena Deeb would have been a good look for Jade over there if the situation made sense. But I think switching gears on the Jade conversation, and Chad, I want y'all to get involved too. How would y'all introduce Jade? Are you doing, because right now it's a couple of routes, right? You've got an obvious transition from the performance center into NXT.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a surprise appearance on one of the 2 weekly shows, maybe an appearance at it. Like, Mimi, what's your thoughts on how Jade, and chat, like I said, I want y'all to get on this too, but Mimi, how would you introduce Jade to the WWE universe on TV?
I would do NXT. I would have her show up at the top of the ramp after Becky Lynch defends her title and beats whomever.
Mm-hmm.
I would just have her at the beginning of the ramp, let the show go off with Jade watching her,
Just standing there.
just standing there. Then I would have her work her way up, and I would have her wrestle Becky.
Still in NXT.
Still in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would have the NXT champion on her. Then I would have her come into the Rumble, but not a call up. Just have a little taste in the Rumble.
Okay.
She would not win the Rumble. She's still champion. I would have her continue to work, maybe lose the title, get the title back. Now we're at WrestleMania.
Still in NXT.
Still in NXT.
Wow.
Then at WrestleMania, between the Rumble and WrestleMania, I think Raw after WrestleMania should be her debut on the main roster. And that's a fast track, in my opinion, only because she still needs to understand the system. And she cannot understand the system by the Rumble. She can't. Not the WWE system. In my opinion, I don't
that's
think.
literally like 3 months. Yeah, it's very
it's
quick.
not enough time. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I really want her. Like, they can't fumble this. They can't fumble this.
Nah, not at all.
This would set Jade up for life. It would set her up for life. Like, she's got the look. Now she's got the experience of being in the ring, of cutting a promo and not feeling like, she's comfortable on the mic now.
Right.
So now we've got to get the in work in. And I just need that to be, I need it to be perfect. And rushing it, and rushing this call up or putting her on the roster, I feel like is rushing it.
What if she's what if hold up. The whole conversation has been, maybe she just needs to be in the right pond. Maybe she was in the wrong pond. What if she's in the right organization and just takes to the shit? 3 weeks, and she's out there doing shit, the same type of shit that has them being, or the same type of progress they see in someone like a Logan Paul, and she just needed the right push. Would you still wait?
Logan Paul,
he stinks.
They feel like Logan Paul is
good.
They feel
kind of good in the ring.
They talk about him like he is a wrestler. They're like, yo, look at him. He just hasn't been here. He's got it naturally.
Mm-hmm.
What if that was Jade?
I think we would have seen that, but I don't. But
Damn.
to be fair,
That's a good point.
To be fair, she didn't get any reps in.
And that's a great point as well, because you figure it was 2019 when she went to the Performance Center for WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Less than 2 years later, she was already with AEW and working that Shaq match against Cody and Red Velvet. So yeah, I don't know how much in-ring time she had before she started in AEW.
Mm-hmm. Well, I saw I was on her Instagram, and I saw some of the workouts that she was having in the gyms, the very old ones. And I feel like she did better there than she did. She progressed there than she did in ring at AEW. I think she hit a block at AEW where they stopped putting any kind of focus on her. And that can be demotivating as well. I'm not going to profess to say what was going on, but based off of the conversations that she had in some of these interviews as of recently, and based off of all of the trajectory, it felt like she lost interest, and that's what started making me doubt her.
I didn't see any of her workout vids, but I did see her wrestling motherfucking Sky Blue.
Yes.
Which was leaps and bounds from when she was wrestling motherfucking Thunder Rosa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she I think she progressed. I think it was possibly a cap on, like you said, when she got to work them reps and get them reps with wherever. I think they capped it, said fuck it. You know what I mean? She's already 70 and old. Let's just let her run that shit into the ground, whatever. Eventually we'll take the title off of her. I would say throw her ass out there on the TV. Let her beat people up.
When?
Because
Monday?
No. I'm saying put her. I'm always gonna say put her in the Royal Rumble.
Oh,
she doesn't have to be a. She doesn't have to have a number. She can go in and beat people ass.
She just walks down.
You want her to look the part.
Right.
Throw motherfuckers out the ring. Show up in NXT, beat their ass. Show up on SmackDown, beat their ass. Show up on Raw, beat their ass.
So she just show anybody could get it anywhere
without you putting it in. I've been saying this for weeks. Without her having to actually wrestle until they want her to wrestle, you can hold that shit out for forever and have her just beating people ass for at least 2 pay-per-views. 2.
So she just shows up and black attacks people in the dressing room.
What's this, September?
Yeah, about to be October.
So she training to the end of the year.
Choke out Jack T. It's crazy, yeah.
So she'll get 3 months before the Royal Rumble. You ain't got to put her on TV right now. She ain't got to be on TV tomorrow.
Put her on TV the Christmas episode of SmackDown or whatever. Just be somebody. Ho.
I'm saying hold off until the big pay-per-view. Hold that shit.
I feel like it's going to be her being the one to beat Nia Jax in a squash match or NXT is what wrestling is artists
keep her away from Nia Jax, in my opinion.
Unless it's a one move thing.
Yeah, she got to pick. She got to pick. I saw. Shouts out to Steven Richards. Is it Steven or Stevie? I don't know if he's Stevie or Steven. He's got. I think it's Steven Richards Analysis is on YouTube, and he watches. It sounds so crazy, but he analyzes like injuries in the ring to try and break down what happened. And
I remember him. Yep.
He did the when Nia Jax recently did the you know what I mean, on Rhea Ripley, and she broke down like, you know, the weight distribution when your arms ain't holding on to the ropes even a little bit, and crushing the sternum and the breast implants and the potential danger and shit that could happen. Like, but I mean, it's.
Wait, Rhea really hurt?
I don't think Rhea's really hurt, but he's saying, look, if she hurt, look the fuck happened.
Look at how what happened.
Because because he showed, what was the other bit that he showed in that match? Such a sidebar. But I forgot when she first entered and started attacking, she hit Raquel with the Yamin the fall away slam, John, on the outside of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Put her out, and then when she started walking, Raquel got back in the ring, and then Rhea took her out with the what you call, and like she took this shitty move on the floor for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't stop her from losing the match or from winning the match or anything. It just hurt her a little bit before she went in and took a move and lost. I don't want to see Jade falling into any accidents. Yeah, I don't want no Yamins accidentally impeding Jade Cargill's progress.
Right.
This is why you ain't gonna put on NXT. That's absolutely ridiculous.
You don't think she?
Why?
NXT No Mercy is this Saturday. You don't think she's gonna be in the crowd?
No.
There's not gonna be a shot of Jade Cargill waving, fanning herself with a stack.
Nigga, no.
Not a stack.
Why? It don't make sense.
She's a hot commodity.
It don't make sense for her to be there.
She was just there. She gonna have to be there learning. That's where she was.
Yeah, that she don't wrestle there.
She
not
there.
Look, there. She don't even go there.
She there. Nah, she go there.
No, she don't.
What you mean?
No, she don't.
She do go there.
Sense. On Turnbuckle Talk, I said this exact same shit. Jesus Christ. Justin,
that's her going there.
No, stop. Justin and fucking Corey were talking about this being a Ferrari.
What you mean?
Jade is a Ferrari, and AEW did not know how to drive the Ferrari. They don't know how to drive a manual.
It's a Ferrari.
Okay.
You are going to park this Ferrari in the parking lot. I mean, in the garage. That's what you're doing.
That's what AEW did.
No, that's what NXT is.
But they waiting for the summertime so they can take it out and drop the hard top so they could be out in the sun.
You see this?
What Bill said?
I paid too much money for this Ferrari to put it in the garage. This is supposed to be on the premium live events.
You don't think they put her on one of the NXT live events?
Why?
You wouldn't. No. What's the match? Wait, what's the match? Let me pull up the card because it's Becky Lynch and Tiffany Stratton is wrestling this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if she show up with that match?
Why?
You was just talking about her going places and beating people up.
My first claim was to send her straight to the main roster and into the Royal Rumble.
But I'm saying,
don't put her, if the problem is she needs reps, don't put her on TV where she's gonna have a match soon.
What if it's with Becky Lynch?
Why?
People, that's one of the names that people said. That's not the name I said, but they think that Becky Lynch gonna be one of the ones that could work with her. Don't say that.
Don't say it.
The last two times we had this conversation, they said this.
You know.
Wrestling is Art said that Jade's gonna beat Becky for the title. What if it's this weekend, y'all? We don't think that she could show up and beat everybody ass. Pull a Gable Stevenson. Why? Ain't got no neck. It's crazy. Why would she?
No. What did she say, Ciara?
Just a waste of time.
Did anybody see Becky's interview? I saw her talking about women she wanted to wrestle. What did she say about Jade Cargill? I know it's got to be a quote.
She ain't saying nothing about Jade Cargill, I don't think.
Yeah, she shares her honest thoughts. Is this recent?
Yeah, it was like
September 26th. She said, I watch all the products. I think it's great. More women with more platforms. I think she has a lot of work to do when she gets here, but she's willing to do that. Just look at her. She's a star. You don't think... I've been saying for a while because Becky Lynch isn't the only woman to say that like the women's division needs a kick in the arse.
That is a fair comment.
Ronda Rousey and then was saying the same thing. And my question has always been, be the change you want to see. You don't think Becky Lynch would want to step in and be like, boom, she need help?
Nigga, Becky Lynch just
let me help her
and took a title. and took a
She needed that.
Who?
Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch.
That's why she took it.
Do you understand?
No, yeah, I'm with you. No, we're on the same page. Trust me, we're on the same page. Debo,
check.
We're on the same page. I would trust Becky to be Jade's first program talking about podcasts, and it would do numbers. It would do numbers on USA.
Yeah.
Do you?
That match is not helping.
It wouldn't do numbers. You don't think it would do numbers, Matt?
I don't think you want to send Becky Lynch, the man, in there to get manhandled.
Maybe that's what it is.
They're not.
Maybe that's what needs to happen. That's
what Becky's going on vacation. Go in there and get tore up the right way by Jade Cargill and let the reign of Jade, the next Hall of Pain.
Who said that?
Sarah, I think this is Becky Lynch. Sarah Reese. I need people to come up. I need people on this level. But if nobody's getting any TV time, if nobody's getting any story time, then they can't rise up because nobody knows who the hell they are. That's an excellent point. I mean, but that kind of echoes what we've been saying, though.